removing you, or the person that has a case against you, is supposed to show up to tell you what's going on, not just the attorney.
Not someone who represents them?
Correct.
Well, let me put this in a little context here. You ever heard of a sheriff called Tom Dart out of Cook County, Illinois? Okay, where he stopped the banks from foreclosing on people,
Yes.
and he required them to submit an affidavit telling the sheriff that they had followed all their procedures and all the paperwork was there. And he said he had done a test of like 300 or 350 cases, and he found that only like 17 had all their paperwork there.
Okay.
All right, and then in one of the interviews he said,
In
Illinois, yes.
Okay.
But that's the point is, he's still a sheriff. He still demanded the banks, produce the material. See, if they refuse to produce the material, I don't care whether it's in Illinois or Minnesota or wherever, they aren't allowed. I mean, like I said, they pull all their cases out. See, because that's fraud. They're admitting to fraud by pulling in the cases out. And he said there was some, the banks,
Okay.
because Tom Dart said that there was criminal investigations in on some of those foreclosures then,
Okay.
because they've submitted documents, sworn.
Essentially, Dave is saying that no one showed him the documentation that they were able to do this, and therefore...
Right,
Okay.
right. Because what they typically do in a mortgage is put a little hidden waiver in there, in your mortgage, called a power of sale.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Which, they don't tell anyone. I mean, because on the outside, when I looked at his mortgage, it says mortgage on there. It doesn't say mortgage/waiver. It just says mortgage. Okay? So this is how they railroad people into, making them lose their property. He wants to make sure that they're crossing all their T's and dotting all their I's.
Well, the big question comes down to, though, are you in arrears in your mortgage?
Well, he's already had been thrown out.
Well, then that means you didn't pay your mortgage.
That doesn't have an issue.
Okay.
Well, it does in terms of whether or not you're entitled to own that house.
Well,
Okay.
Did you pay
What all the media wants to do is ask whether he's followed the law. He's done his part.
I've done my part.
The reality is,
have they done their part?
Okay.
yeah, have they done their? Because they're the ones who swore an oath of office. Have you sworn an oath of office?
No.
You don't get a paycheck from the county. These guys get a paycheck from the county. Sheriff does.
Okay, let me make sure that I'm understanding what
Go
you're saying
ahead.
here. Basically, what you're saying is, essentially, he lost his house.
Yes.
Because he didn't pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
Well-
Or didn't pay it on time, or didn't pay it...
Whatever.
Or
Well,
something.
whatever.
Whatever. The other thing is the other thing that I've asked for is my time in court to explain what the
Okay.
particulars are.
And who have you
and-
asked that of?
I asked it of the lawyers. I asked it of the bank.
Okay.
I asked it of any other persons involved,
Okay.
and they totally ignored me.
Okay.
So the other thing is.
Essentially, what's your long-term hope? What's the long-term outcome you want of this? Do you want your house back? Do you want... What do you want?
Well, no. What we want is justice. Is what we want.
Justice.